make me come alive.
Hi True Gems families, I'm Luis and this is Jessica, and we're going to show you today how to do the perfect True Gems hair. So it's just a poof, bow, and poofed up pony. That's what you want with loose curls. Okay, so this is what it should look like, and yeah, we're going to get started. Okay, so you're going to need a teasing comb. You can get these teasing combs at like Sally's or any beauty supply store for like $3, something like that. These are amazing for teasing hair, so you will definitely want one of these. You're also going to need a normal brush just to brush out like any tangles or anything like that. Another thing you're going to need is bobby pins. I would recommend buying the hair color of like your hair. Like so if you're blonde, you obviously want the blonde ones. If you have like darker color, you can have the black ones. Hairspray, you're going to need a lot of hairspray. You're going to need one hair tie or maybe two, depends of if your hair like really falls out a lot and everything, then you want two, but usually I'll just use one hair tie. You want them to be kind of new. You don't want them to be like loose and old because then they'll fall out, so you want them to be kind of new and tight. And a really important part, don't forget this, the competition bow. You're going to need your competition bow. And last but not least, you're going to need a cheerleader because let's be real, you need one to do cheer hair. Okay, we're going to get started. I would recommend having 1 day old hair. You don't want to have it really clean because the teasing won't hold and the poofs won't hold and it'll fall easier. So I would recommend taking like a shower the day before and then just go throughout the day and then wake up the morning of the competition and do your hair. But you also don't want to have too dirty of hair because it'll be too greasy and it'll kind of make it heavy and then it'll fall. So you want to kind of go in between, like a little dirty but not too dirty where it's greasy and gross. If you do have to wash it, I would recommend getting dry shampoo because then that'll kind of make it a little dirty even though it's going to clean the hair. Because it's shampoo, it'll still make it a little dirty and a little more stiff so it'll hold. Okay, what you want to do first is really brush the hair out and take all the tangles out. So make sure it's like tangle free. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and do the poof after it's all brushed and tangle free. You want to locate the eyes and kind of go up from there. And you want to go back into the hair about 1.5 inches, maybe 2 inches, depending on how much hair you have. If you have really thin hair, you might want to do more. If you have really thick hair, you don't want to do as much, so you want to do like 1 inch. Then you want to brush that out, making sure it's tangle free because you just moved a bunch of the hair. Okay, after you brush it out, you want to separate in 3 sections. So I'm separating one right here. Okay, then you want to hairspray a little, the first piece, the back, and the front. And all you're going to do is you're going to grab your teasing comb, and then you're going to back comb it. A little. What you want to do is you don't want to grab the hair too tight, because then it'll be really hard to comb. You want to grab it a little bit loose, but not too loose so it doesn't come apart. When you let go and it's sticking up like that, that's how you know you're doing it right. So you don't want to tease it too much where it's like a big hairball. You want the like tease to be kind of loose like that. And then after you tease it like that, all you're going to do is you're just going to hairspray a little, the back and the front. Then you're going to set it back. Then you're going to do the second section, you're going to separate. Okay, and then you want to do the same thing. You want to hairspray the back and the front. Give it a couple seconds so it can dry. Okay, and then you're going to back comb again. The middle section should be the one more teased because that's usually what's going to hold the poof up. So if you like, a lot of the hair usually is gone now, so that's totally fine. Okay, then you're going to hairspray. Make sure it stays. Blow in it for a couple seconds. And if it's sticking straight up like that, that's how you know you're doing it good. The third and final section, you don't want to tease it too much because that's usually where it's going to show and everything. So you just want to hairspray a little. Right, good. And then you're going to tease just like a little tiny. Okay, so this is what the front is going to look like. It's going to look crazy. You're going to be like, what did I just do to my daughter's hair, or, you know, anything. You want it to look like this. You want it to look crazy, kind of rock and roll-ish, okay? The next step you're going to do is you want to kind of comb a little bit of the front. You don't want to get the tease out, so you want to just lightly, so it kind of covers, because you don't want to see any of that tease and everything, because it's going to look like a rat's nest, and you don't want to do that. I usually hairspray it first, the front like that, so the hairs don't start falling to the sides. So just stay. You're going to comb a little more. Then what you're going to do is you're going to grab the poof, all the tease, you're going to bring it back, and in the back you're going to want to bring it together in the middle of the head. After you bring it to the middle of the head, all you're going to do is just push forward and the poof should happen. Even if it's not perfectly fine, it's okay, because then you can grab it and spread it open, you know, move it around and make it perfect. The next part, you're going to get your bobby pins What you want to do is you want to get the bobby pins and you kind of want to make them into an X shape facing forward. So what you're going to do is you're going to go from the back and kind of put it into the poof. That is what you'll want your bobby pins to look like. I usually put in about 4 because if you start putting more then it kind of gets not that bad. I mean, you can put more if you want to for protection, but usually 4 is good enough. Also, what I like to do is I like to hairspray the back, usually a lot, so like none of the hair is smooth, so you want to like hairspray the back a little. After you put the bobby pins in, you want to make sure you hairspray a little and get all those baby hairs and everything like super nice and straight. Remember that you don't want to put a lot of hairspray because then it's going to look wet and you don't want the wet look. You kind of want it to be dry, so you want to just put a little spray like everywhere. Okay, now that the poof is done, you're going to want the ponytail. Okay, you want the ponytail literally to be like as close as it can to the poof. You want it to be on top of the head, you don't want it to be back here like on the curve, you don't want it to be lower, you really want it to be on top of the head so we can actually see the bow. Usually I like to leave like about like maybe an inch, maybe less, of space between the pony and the poof so the bow can sit right there. So usually it's like about right here, but it's literally on top of the head, that's what you want. After you put up your ponytail, you really want it to be like really high. So like if you can see it's right on top of her head. If the cheerleader has any baby hairs that are popping out, like Jessica has some right here, all you're gonna do is you're just gonna spray and you're really just gonna spray them back with hairspray. Also get the baby hairs in the back. Okay, the next step you want to do is take your competition bow and you're gonna put it in. Okay, and you really want the pony to be really tight, so usually when you put the bow and it gets a little loose, just make sure you grab the hair and split it in half and go down, so it'll make it really tight and pull the bow down more. This is what it should look like from the side. This is what it would look like from the front. Okay, now after you put your bow in, what we're gonna do next is we're gonna curl the hair. This is an inch, this is about an inch curling iron. I usually do smaller, but my smaller one I can't find. But usually you want it to be like about no bigger than 1 inch because then the curls are gonna be too loose. Since we're gonna poof the pony, you kind of want the curls to be a little tight, like not too ringlety, but yeah, you want them to be tight because after you tease and everything, they're gonna become loose curls. So if you do loose curls and you tease, then it's just gonna become straight hair. Instead of a curling iron, you can also use a wand. Wands work a lot more better than curling irons. They heat up faster. The curls would usually stay longer with a wand, so you might want to get that. But you don't have to. The way I like to start curling, I usually start from the back and then I make my way up. So I'm usually just gonna flip it over the hair and then I'm gonna grab, you don't wanna grab too big of a section, so you wanna grab like a fair amount section and not too small. So you wanna grab like a fair amount section and then we're just gonna curl the hair. Make sure you alternate like each one so all the curls aren't going the same way. You want them to go, you know, one to the right, one to the left, so then they don't all end up looking like one big curl. You want the curls kind of to be a little tight, just like that. See, they kind of look ringlety, but not too ringlety, so they're still kind of loose. And after you're done curling, they're gonna look like this, very tight curlies. They're not gonna stay like that. Now we're gonna tease the pony and we're gonna create that big poof on the back. For teasing the pony, we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna start from the back and then work our way up. I usually do just a sections of curl, so like I just grab one curl. You're gonna hairspray the curl, and then you're gonna go. First, we're gonna go at the top for the bottom ones, and then we're just gonna back comb, and then we're just gonna do kind of messy. This is gonna be weird because it's gonna look really messy and kind of ugly, but trust me, the results are gonna be amazing. Okay, after you back comb, you wanna spray, and then you're just gonna repeat with each curl. Once you get more to the front, that's when you want to start like only teasing lightly. After you're done teasing all the hair, you're gonna want to push all the hair back and then just kind of brush lightly in the front area, so you can hide all the teasing and you can't really see the teasing. So you don't want to see all the teasing because it's gonna look like a bird's nest. You're just gonna lightly hairspray all over the back, and then with your hands you're just kind of lightly push up a little and blow, push up a little in the hair because you want it to be high. So then in the front, now the end, now you can actually kind of see the hair look a little. You can kind of see the hair over the bow, just like that. Okay. And then the back is gonna be just loose curls in the back. Just like that. And then that's how you do your hair.